all the ground root level startups, if they start focusing on like making being greener, then I think when they scale they will have a huge impact. NASCOM has been a huge driving force, and I cannot really oversay how much they have helped us till date.
So many opportunities.
So many connections, and providing this wonderful office and everything. The people are so good. Like NASCOM has been like a huge support for us. Like this guy from NASCOM called Mayank, he's like, अभी तो तुम लोगों को ट्रैक्शन हम दिला के ही रहेंगे.
Hello guys, I'm Akila. Welcome to Startup Tales. So here we are with one more new interesting startup called the Shapt. So the Shapt is a super subscription platform where you get all the recurring services like meals, regular meals, cab services, and medicines, etc. Whatnot. Let's know more about Shapt in their own words. So here we have the Shapt founders Arithro and Subrajyoti. Let's know more about their professional journey and Shapt in their own words. So yeah, here to you, Arithro and Shubhrajyoti. Let's know more about your professional journey. So, what's your professional background? Where you come from, the family, and all, where you put up?
So if the name isn't obvious, we come from West Bengal.
Yeah.
And so we okay. Let's take one by one.
Sure.
So talking about a professional journey, I am a computer science graduate, and he's
I'm
from
a mechanical
mechanical.
engineer.
Yeah, and we graduated from the same college. And during COVID, as like every other person, the colleges shut down, and we had this ample time at home. So the typical entrepreneur sales that we started doing random businesses. Started with selling a subscription for books, right? So every week you used to get a new book on
Okay.
a plan for a month, and that rolled out good. We did it with a lot of fellow college people and all of that. And after that, what we did is we decided to stick to our core, which is like computer science, and we were making a lot of software by then, by college. So we started doing consultancy and servicing as a company. And then February this year we moved to Bangalore with the same. So in Bangalore, as bachelors, and I guess the entire room should agree that we all have a legit problem of meals. I mean, I did. I am from a Bengali family.
Right.
I love fish. I love eating rice, and fishes are dead in Bangalore. So we face this problem, like, and we wanted to see like what people eat on a daily basis and how to get that whole part sorted.
Let's know more about their professional journey in their own words.
So if it isn't obvious, we come from West Bengal, and talking about profession, I'm a CS grad, and I have been I've been a project manager for a lot of projects, and we have together, developed over 20 websites and five
Oh,
apps,
wow.
which are all over the Play Store. So
And I'm a mechanical engineer by degree, but mostly, I like immediately switched to computer science. I taught myself, how to code, and eventually like worked with many startups, helped them scale, to what was the number, 10,000 downloads on Play Store, right? And yeah, like I have like mentored a lot of young talents
Okay.
into this into the whole, the technical environment. So yeah, that's about me.
Oh, how did you move from mechanical to this technical coding
So
completely?
I
Like
was
there would be many people who were out there who are doing the other thing, but
yeah.
they finally moved to the CS. Like, how do you develop those skills, the coding skills? Since you told that you both together worked and you have developed some n number of websites and also apps which were right now working.
Yeah.
So how could you do that?
So I always had a knack for computer science since high school, right? And I took mechanical engineering partly because of my laziness, partly because the skills you learn in a core field you cannot learn on the internet, right? So for example, like welding, right? It's a very interesting field, but you cannot like open YouTube and just look it up.
You
Right?
should be on the field to work
Exactly.
on it.
So I was like, always like, developing something, doing competitive coding. And like when COVID hit, eventually we were like pretty much, sitting at our place, like doing nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like it was a good hustle, to make a few bucks, like, working with businesses,
Mm-hmm.
helping them create their applications, websites, and whatnot.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
So
how
you
we like,
learned everything on your own.
we
What a
learned on the
There
fantastic.
was
job,
a demand, he gave the supply.
pretty much.
Wow, it's
Right.
So
perfect.
that's how it went.
Wow, that's great. So, may I know how the Shapt started? You were developing the websites and it's going well, but how did you move into this Shapt? And I mean, how did you get this idea that you should develop something? I mean, why you have started this?
So, like, I actually never got the idea that we need to make Shapt. It was a burning problem,
Okay.
right? And I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
That is because we came as bachelors to the city. We were doing servicing and consulting and providing technological solutions to our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And being a Bengali in Bangalore, I would love to have fish and rice. We never got that, right? And I guess the entire room will agree that it's very difficult to get your food, the kind of food that you're accustomed to eating throughout your childhood, and then one day you have to just ditch that.
And you have
And
to eat the
yeah,
whole different food.
so we
Severing the
we
umbilical
wanted to
cord.
know, like, okay, now that might be, like, we are into our own thing, we just love our home food and we are homesick, but that was not the case. We did a validation across
Mm-hmm.
our incubator, which is NASCOM,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a validation across their teams and asked people, like, what if I give you exactly the kind of food you like on a daily basis, and that food comes on time, would you like to have that?
Okay.
So people, like, everybody said yes. The next day we came up with the, solution. Okay, so how many of you are taking, this is our menu and this is what we have got? Everybody said no. Right, so we were able to convince this one guy, and he said, okay, I have the food problem, I will see for a week and then we'll go ahead. So first day we gave him, and then the scene was like it was very hot, a summer day on
Mm-hmm.
Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got the meal there, and these other guys are, tracking, searching, getting their food,
Food.
and one of them were going out for food.
Literally,
So they
literally. Even
literally,
I ended
yeah,
up spending for an hour and spending an hour in the app searching for Google, I mean, in the Swiggy and Zomato, what to order. I was like, this and this is oily food, this is the very heavy to eat, this is what too
yeah.
spicy I can't eat today. And finally ended up cooking something on my own very fast.
But what you
Yeah.
lost, I think, is a lot of time on that.
Time,
Yeah,
right, true.
right.
And if you're in an office space, you cannot like,
That's not an option.
just cook, right?
Yeah, you can't cook, but you'll lose time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened is, this all of these guys, by the end of the week, the entire team just went with us.
Mhm.
And that is when we realized, okay, this is a legit problem, and
Right.
I think we can, like, focus on this. So after that point, we did market study and research, which is, I think, something a lot of us misses, but it's very important to know your customers. And for us, it was not only the people consuming the food or the services,
Mhm.
it was the restaurants, the cab people.
Mhm. Mhm.
So right now, if I give you the example of how Swiggy, Zomato,
Mhm.
then the restaurants, and there are like three players in this system, right? The consumer, the restaurants,
Restaurant
vendors,
and
and the
the
Swiggy.
Swiggy.
All of them are unhappy. Swiggy, as we all know, and Zomato, as we all know, they are both in losses.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's one thing. Restaurants, they are not happy with the service. They're losing money over
Hefty
it.
amount of commissions they were
Yeah,
supposed to give.
yeah. And customer, it's good to see discounts, but when they are not there, you are like, this app is trash. So customers don't want that,
Yeah,
right?
sometimes we just want some proper food which is good. What I want for a lunch, what I want
Yeah,
at dinner, I know it, but I can't find it. I have to
Yeah.
search a number of restaurants to find that exact food what I want. If I have it on a timely basis at a certain point of time, this proper food on Monday, this Tuesday, this Wednesday,
You
this.
don't have to
yeah,
think about it.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
It just
And
happens.
something we realized down the way is that people don't want fancy food. People want good food.
Proper.
Yeah, exactly. And the biggest problem, is that they don't know that. So this
Hmm.
was like our Henry Ford moment, that, what he said, like, if I go ask people that what they need, they would say faster horses, but I meant cars. So this was that moment for us. and we realized that, and that is what we are trying to do now.
Wow, good. So this is your journey, right?
Yeah.
So may I know more in terms of the business model, in the sense what are your exact target customers you're targeting now?
So, firstly, as I said,
Hmm.
we are our target customers. Like,
Okay.
so the thing is that people who are moving into the city or who stay alone in the city, it's
Mm-hmm.
very difficult for them to cook. And
Right.
I think for cabs, it's for everybody. Bangalore
Hmm.
traffic makes our business easy, right?
Right.
Thank you, Bangalore.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the thing is that people are facing this problem every day, and these are sets of people who are doing this on a repeat basis. So these are easily understandable office goers,
Yeah.
and that's our target segment. So we are looking at the tier 1, tier 2 cities. A
Okay.
lot of people are moving to and fro to office every day, and they are consuming meals.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to add this sustainability to their lives,
Mm-hmm.
and make it a very smooth experience.
You're now just into meals, or also I've seen in your app that you're also provide medicines and cab services and few more other things you wanna add. So right now, which are operative in your app and which you wanna add in the future?
Okay, so meals is out there, and
Mm-hmm.
anybody can order that, can have that, and can let us know. Feedback is important,
Oh, wow.
and
Sure, sure.
and about cabs, scaling cabs is a bit difficult. We are a bit new to that. I mean, new as a very young company,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a limited service, and we have it on a refer basis. So if you can find somebody who is willing to refer you for a Shapt cab, go grab that, because I can give just one number to our audience, I guess. Yeah. So on average, if you're doing like 20 days trip of to and fro for like 5 kilometers up and down, 10 kilometers, so that costs around 3 to 3,500 for the entire month. That's
Yeah, true.
that's that's something I think a lot of you will be able to appreciate, uh, and our costs are even, like,
Okay.
you can share the cab, so that even brings that down.
So it's a
So
basically carpooling you're
yeah,
going to offer.
yeah, and since you do on a
Is it
subscription,
operative now? Is
it
it
it is
started?
it
Will be
is
going.
operative, but as I said, it's
Okay.
only a refer only or a
Sure.
invite only
Okay.
thing for now, and we want to put this out to every one of you.
How is it different from Uber? I think earlier Uber was having this Uber Go pool wala thing was there earlier, but now since that was not working and time consuming, they have removed it, right? But
Yeah.
how it is going to, how is it, because it might have failed and they have stopped it. So how you are going to tackle it, the carpooling and all? Is
So
it price sensitive with which you are playing?
no, 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 not at all. So it's simple, they can do it and we can do it, because of the very simple reason. If you're carpooling on Uber, you're searching for a destination, this
Mm,
other guy and the third guy, all of them is happening in real time.
right.
For us, you tell me that Monday you want to go from A to B. This
Okay.
guy tells me that he want to go from C to D. And
Okay.
if I see this coincide, then our algorithm determines that automatically, and all of that is very smoothly done. So the driver just knows his paths, and both of you know how much time it's gonna take to do that A to B travel, the time, and that is already shown on the app side, right? So you are already knowing that your price will be this, your
Mm-hmm.
time will be this, and you will share it with this. So it all becomes a very smooth experience. And the best part, while you've just done breakfast, you took your bag and you open your doors, the cab is waiting outside.
So since we know the exact time and location ahead
Mm-hmm.
of time, we can optimize the hell out of it, right? So that way we are able to reduce both in terms of a bad experience and cost wise.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
where our thing shines. Other players are real time or like just in time, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
if
we
Uber.
are
On a
see,
recurring basis, you'll
on a
be
recurring
providing.
basis, and we know where those two endpoints will be,
Okay.
right? The entire route. So that actually plays in our favor.
Okay, there is also one more app called Quick Ride, because you know that Quick Ride, where if I have a car, if I'm going in the
Yeah, you
same
can
route from here to
pick
here,
up.
yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
the owner of the car, I can pull the other guys who are going in the same way, and I can drop them. The service, the pay which they were going, I'm going to receive it. I mean, the consumer who were getting into my cab, they were paying also. It would be very less. It would be
Yeah.
affordable, but that is not so operative. I think they were going by word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so it's not
if you have
so.
a car, would you like to share it with us
Yeah, that would.
on a random day?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of personal
Uh-huh.
choice as well,
Yeah.
depends. And it would be a burden for the rider as well, because he have to call where are you and where he is. It's like who is owning a car. Yeah, but there are people who will feel difficult in the Bangalore. They were like, I can't drive so much. Suppose from JP Nagar
Yeah.
to, if they have to come to Tech Park, they have to drive a lot. So few people were like, okay, you, I'll share ride with you, drive the car, I'll sleep for some time, or I'll work.
Yeah.
There are people like that as well.
Right.
But I
Right out of
see
a
this
Friends
is
episode.
different, and the one which you are having is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are having a tie-ups with few any of the car. How you are getting these
So
services?
our service plan is very simple. We want to have the car on our own and preferably electric. So we
Okay.
are working
Oh
for
wow,
that.
preferably electric.
Yeah, yeah, we are
Yeah,
working
are
for
you?
that.
I mean, stringent on that part, or you can also, if the scale
Yeah,
increases.
so being a bootstrap company, being stringent on that is difficult, but I think people are able to do that. Like there's this startup called Blue. They are
Okay.
all electric fleet, right? So it's not undoable, and I think we can also be able to do that. So we'll
Wow.
we'll get the cars and we'll get the people to drive them. And the best part is that our focus for this entire journey is to create a ecosystem where all stakeholders are happy. Now take an example, like if you are doing subscriptions, you're
Okay.
happy because you're getting the service every day at a given time where you need it, and the experience is good, right?
Right.
The person driving the car, he also knows all of the orders for the month,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore he is not getting like a one day thing, he's getting a salary, so he knows what is coming in his pocket. It's a
Right.
very stable job kind of thing for him,
Understood.
right? And for us,
We know what our expenses are.
yeah, and that is how, even like we split, since we already leasing the car, so that's some way we
Right.
earn a few bucks out of the deal, and that makes us happy too. So all of us are profitable end of the day, and that is something we feel is the root for a sustainable business. You have to
Mm-hmm.
make like everybody happy, and still if you are making profit,
Right.
you are good.
Hmm.
So that's what we plan to do.
Right. I like this. You were going with EV vehicles. That's going to reduce the carbon footprint as well.
That
That's right.
across all of our products, even with
Wow.
meals, we want to like go zero plastic, and I think we'll be able to achieve that by the end of January. We're already in advanced talks with different startups and other manufacturers. So zero plastic, and even our last mile delivery service will be all over electric scooters.
Okay.
And
You
also,
mean you know how you're delivering your this thing, food services?
so right now we have partnered with
Mm-hmm.
Dunzo. They are
Okay.
providing the delivery services for us.
Okay.
But even Dunzo is also focusing on the same thing. So we had a talk,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Wow.
last mine,
One startup using one more startup.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's the
once I have seen in a
yeah.
post like one guy, I didn't remember exactly, done something is delivered. Swiggy guy dungeoned it for someone else the food which he have taken. Order.
Yeah, I mean that's what Bangalore
Yeah,
offers you.
yeah. The
Exactly.
dunjo is
Ecosystem.
doing in Yulu.
Exactly. So like that's the whole ecosystem I think that Bangalore provides,
True.
right? And it is like bread and like curated of
Yeah,
sorts.
it's going to be a next Silicon Valley, the Bangalore.
It's not good advertisement for Swiggy though. The Dunzo guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that's our focus. Like I think if all the ground root level startups, if they start focusing on like making being greener, then I think when they scale, they will have a huge impact. And you cannot do this from a perspective of someone like Swiggy or Zomato, because you have already invested so much into plastics and into this petroleum based delivery system, that now if you switch, it is going to cost you a lot. Rather, if we do it, we can keep building the infra and go as we
Right.
scale. So I think that's something we all like seed level startups should think about.
So may I know your go-to-market strategy?
So
How
yes,
you
it actually changed, and I don't think we can ever do it's a to and fro process from like product validation, product market fit, and then how to market that thing. right? So what we did initially, we wanted to go as a B2C company, and being a B2C, you need to establish your brand, right? And it needs to be there. So, and also the other part of the equation is the vendors, right? So if you are onboarding a vendor, they are often ask like, how many people do you have, how much service can you bring to our shops, and all of those questions come in, right? And then it becomes chicken and the egg problem. And so we are going to and fro down. What we found out to break this is, like, go to B2B, like, offer this to businesses so that they can in turn offer that to all of their staff, their employees, and we get critical mass out of that. And once we have that rolling, we can then build our brand on top of that. We already have this many people using our product, so there is testimonies, there
Okay.
is all of this proof of, like, the worth of the product, and then we can go to B2C. So
Oh,
that's
so
that's
first
our,
your main target is
yeah.
on B2B, and then B2C is really tough, right? So anyway, we have this big players like Swiggy, Zomato, so they're gonna eat you up. So how you are going to tackle that? How you are different from the Swiggy and Zomato? How you are going to differentiate yourself basically?
So okay, now how do you order a meal on, or like, yeah, a meal on Swiggy and Zomato? what
Yes.
what do you look for a meal in there?
Yeah, whatever I want, I'll search a dish, and then the dish comes up with a number of restaurants, and I'll select the one which is having the higher rating, or I'll end up searching more. Yeah.
So what you are choosing on Swiggy is the
Mm-hmm.
restaurant eventually,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
The food from that restaurant is what matters to you.
Right.
So that's Swiggy. And if I sum up Swiggy in one, like, line, that it's a delivery app, right? It's not a restaurant chain. What we and how we differ is that, as I earlier said, like, we are a franchised, like, vendors. So when I am onboarding some vendor,
Mm-hmm.
that guy needs to meet all of our, regulations, rules that is there. And it's important because we are giving subscriptions. So in Swiggy, you have the option that if the food is not good here, I will never order this place.
Mm-hmm.
I will order somewhere else. In subscription, you're kind of, put in that system that the food will keep coming out, and the food needs to be good, right? So that's why we focus on having, establish this, like, very strict rules with our vendors, and doing a good quality control on top of that. So when you're ordering from Shapt, you're not ordering because you know this vendor or any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
You're ordering because you trust
On
us on
your
our,
quality of
yeah,
restaurants.
exactly. And that is across services. When you're
Mm-hmm.
going through a cab through Shapt,
Mm-hmm.
you know the experience, you understand the experience, you know how it is gonna be, and you want to come back for that. And that's our value proposition.
Okay, so how do you select these restaurants? You go and you do the sample basis, or how you onboard the restaurants basically? How do you select them? Do you have a limit customers, I mean, limit number of restaurants, or how you going to select it?
So, I mean, we don't really focus on the limit part much, but the way we do it is, like, there are places across Bangalore which
Mm-hmm.
are known for food,
Okay.
like Fraser Town. A lot of you might be able to
Mm-hmm.
relate to that. We all go there to have our non-veg taste buds running. So, similar to that, every locality has their own food street or something like that. Bunch of kitchens, bunch of restaurants, home
Mm-hmm.
cooks also join
Mm-hmm.
there. So we go in those hubs, we go to all of the restaurants, we score their meals, and we take the prices against those scores. So the ones with the best, price, score is to price ratio. These are the ones we pick, and that also we try to maintain a lot of diversity.
Mm-hmm.
So there are, like, Chinese kitchens, there are
Mm-hmm.
North Indian kitchens, there
Mm-hmm.
are South Indian kitchens,
Mm-hmm.
there are Rajasthani kitchens, Bengali kitchens, and the list just goes on.
Okay.
So if you are from any part of the country, I will not make you eat something that, a typical South Indian eats. I will focus on giving you the kind of food that, is actually your maa ka haath ka khana, not just tagged maa ka haath ka khana.
So you limit the number of customers onboarding, right? Sorry, vendors onboarding.
We do that
It's
to,
not really like a hard limit. I
yeah.
mean, you can also,
No, like,
yeah.
so basically what I'm saying is
Mm-hmm.
that, what we do is, firstly we
Mm-hmm.
standardize it across
Okay.
the board. So whatever food you're getting, like maybe from HSR,
Mm-hmm.
you will get the same quality of food,
Mm-hmm.
maybe sitting in Kormangla, right?
Okay.
Even if they are coming from two different restaurants. Number one is that. The second thing is that in order to further like optimize your like delivery and to actually make sure that the food
Mm-hmm.
you're getting is hot,
Yeah.
right? We geofence it out, right? So like in a specific region we have
Mm-hmm.
these restaurants and we have geofenced out. So if you're like in that particular hub, you will get from that restaurant,
Okay.
right? So that's how this whole like I'm getting a bit technical here,
Okay.
but like in the back end, that how it works, right?
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
So, what I mean to say, limit in the sense you will test the quality of the food of the restaurants before onboarding it
Yes.
into your platform.
Every single
Because
one
the
of them.
Swiggy and Zomato, it's just like on a commission basis. They'll just onboard to whatever the restaurants they open, and they just need to have some GST number and whatever this
See,
compliance
FSSAI
requirements.
number, yeah.
see,
So
Swiggy.
Yeah.
those are, I think, already
Huh.
there, obviously.
Swiggy, Zomato doesn't need to care about what
The
quality of,
quality of food,
because
right?
like people are not buying from Swiggy, Zomato. They're buying from the restaurant. They're just delivering
Hmm, hmm,
it,
hmm,
right?
hmm, hmm, hmm.
So for them, it's like
Okay.
In our case, what we do is we let our, like a few people who are known for cooking, chefs and all, they go to visit the restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
they give us the food score, and we do
Okay.
the cleanliness and like the maintenance part.
Okay.
So there are verified kitchens on Shapt,
Mm-hmm.
which comes with this, like they cook on 100% packed mineral water.
Mm-hmm.
They pick out,
Okay.
vegetables, sourcing of the ingredients is
Mm-hmm.
there, and it's all like standardized across different restaurants. And on top of that, like things like halal chicken
Hmm.
and packaging I think is a huge problem we still need to solve, and it should feel like something that is inviting you to eat rather than a piece of plastic, right?
Yeah.
And so that's always where our focus lies.
Wow. So the quality of services is what you are concentrating on.
Absolutely.
That's great. So may I know more about the funding, how you have raised the initial funding, how it is being operative now?
we haven't actually, like we are still bootstrapped, but before
Mm-hmm.
getting into Shap, we did, as I said, like we did a lot of servicing, software servicing
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of clients. So from that, we like generated like a pool of money that helps us to like sustain for the next 3-4 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like with that amount of cash to burn, we are like now we are like getting into the market, figuring it out, and
Mm-hmm.
like giving our customers a good experience, right?
Okay, so it's completely bootstrapped for the time
Exactly.
being.
Yeah. And we are like looking to raise funds,
Wow, wish you all
of
the best.
course,
You'd get
right?
it. Yeah.
So if any investors are watching us,
Please.
how to.
So the startup ecosystem, how it's a Bangalore is a startup hub, right? So how the startup ecosystem, you're also having the workspace in Bihar. So how the startup ecosystem in here, Bangalore is helping you. And yeah, do you have any help? That's what you want to seek from our startup community as well, or all the viewers watching. What do you usually expect from our customers, basically, community?
It's a simple answer, just go download the app and get started, right? No, but yeah, I can help us
Okay.
in the way that everybody who is going to download the app
Mm-hmm.
will get 100 uh, Shap coins, and one Shap coin is equals to 1 rupee.
Mm-hmm.
So you will get 100 rupees to order meals and try us out. So give that a shot.
That's on us.
First meal is on us, in other words.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, so the ecosystem part, I think, like it has changed us in a different ways. I think he can tell his story too,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I think what, like, when we came to Bangalore, we actually came because one of our early mentors, he's from Unimart,
Mm-hmm.
and he has
Shalom.
yeah, he's the CEO of Unimart. Unimart is like a like a worldwide logistics company, and
Mm-hmm.
they manage supply chain and other solutions. So he was the first person to tell us, like, if you really want to get this going, I think you should guys shift to Bangalore. And the moment we shifted, we were actually incubated by NASCOM.
Oh, wow.
So, and NASCOM has been a huge driving force, and I cannot really oversay how much they have helped us till
Yeah.
date.
So many opportunities, to
So
be
many
honest.
opportunities, so many connections, and providing this wonderful office and everything. The people are so good. Like NASCOM has been like a huge support for us. I don't know what we would where we would be without NASCOM right now.
Probably still doing servicing.
So your first customer, I can say, is
Yeah,
Nascom, who first
so
believed in your thing.
yeah, NASCOM also believed in our startup, and they are willing to place orders with us. So I think that's quite a startup. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the other day I will say, like this guy from NASCOM called Mayank. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
अभी तो तुम लोगों को traction हम दिला के ही रहेंगे. I mean, imagine
Yeah.
somebody who thinks so much of you guys, and I'm just really like I am happy to be in here and be a part of this
Exactly.
This
ecosystem.
Bangalore. Wow.
Yeah.
Great. So, what is the pricing strategy you have, and what is the frequency which one has to opt it for, like weekly, monthly, or yearly? How you have it by default, and the option you are giving to the customers.
So there are currently two ways you can order anything on Shapt.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, you can just simply do a one-off order. You can buy
Okay.
whatever you want,
Mm-hmm.
and you can also subscribe. So if I just give the over the top numbers, it will come around like for just the lunch for across the entire month, 30 days, it will
Mm-hmm.
come around 2,400 to 3,000. But
Okay.
that's a very standard lunch with all your like a balanced diet.
Mm-hmm.
And for cabs it comes around like as I already said, it comes around 3,000 rupees for a daily office goer.
Oh,
So
wow.
these are the over the top numbers. Obviously it can go up and below according to
Seems
your choice.
affordable, right?
Hope that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously quality should stand above all, and that's our target,
Exactly.
even
Wow.
at any price you take.
Perfect. So, what are your future plans in terms of expansion as such of your business?
So right now we are only operating in HSR in Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
and by the end of April next year, we want to do it all over, like the entirety of Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
We also want to expand to Delhi and Mumbai initially,
Mm-hmm.
and in a long run, I would say that we are trying to make a very sustainable service, so that we can provide you things that you're doing every day, but at the least cost of your time
Mm-hmm.
and your energy. So that's a mission and
Wow.
goal. So
Wow. We wish you
that's
all the best. We wish all of our viewers who are who are in Bangalore will download your Shapt app. So, do you have any message to our viewers?
first of all, thank you for listening to our story, and just like you listen to our story, just give a shot to our app. I hope that you will not be disappointed. And yeah, you will get some good food. So I look forward.
Very
to
good food. I can promise you that.
We can promise you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, for a good food, download the Shapt app. The description below. In the description below, you will find the link of the app, both for the Play Store and App Store. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks
You
for being in
having
our
us.
podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll come up in the next with one more new interesting startup. Thank you for watching till the end.